Welcome to another chapter in our Agency Masterclass. This time around, we're diving deep into crafting your list of potential clients, focusing specifically on the e-commerce sector within your chosen niche. We're about to lay down the game on networking and expanding your circle, creating a solid list of contacts that you can tap into and eventually secure deals and elevate your business game. We're talking about the world-renowned, straightforward strategy, prospecting on LinkedIn. I've taken the liberty to outline a few key things that you need to bear in mind as we navigate through this process. Let's make sure we got everything covered before we jump in. Diving a bit deeper into LinkedIn prospecting, I've got to put it out there. LinkedIn is the unparalleled platform we're zeroing in on to lock in those 1 to 3 high-ticket e-commerce clients from all corners of the globe. This is where the magic happens, and we're going all in. LinkedIn, it's all about your connections, who you're tied with, you feel me? It's majorly beneficial to network with the heavy hitters in your specific sub-niche because that opens doors to their connections too. And trust me, I'm about to break down the whole play-by-play on how to master this process. We're going deep into the strategy. Look, you don't need to be a LinkedIn guru to get this right. Even if you just jumped on the LinkedIn bandwagon and set up your account following our last session, where we walked through creating your profile, that's totally cool. We're all on this journey together, and you're in the right place to learn and grow. You're about to soak up all the knowledge you need for mastering LinkedIn outreach and client acquisition in these upcoming sessions. But first things first, you've got to grasp that it's all about your connections in this game. I'm here to guide you on how to network with the key players in your sub-niche, unlocking those second-degree connections and really expanding your circle. We're about to get into the nitty-gritty of it all. I'm going to dive deep into all of this, showing you the ropes. Adaptation is key based on the responses you get. We're testing out different filters, tweaking variables, and keeping tabs on what's working best. And remember, time is of the essence. You've got to make those connections swiftly. Let's get ready to optimize and move quickly through this process. At this juncture in our session, the focus is solely on establishing those connections. We're not diving into the details of potential collaborations or discussing strategies for their Facebook ads just yet. The goal here is just to get our foot in the door and start building that network. When it comes to sales, it's crucial to take it step by step. In our last meeting, I laid out the sales process for you, highlighting that there are specific stages to making a sale. We zeroed in and had a thorough discussion on the aspects of the sale itself. And we reserve discussions about what we bring to the table, the precise services we offer, and our unique value proposition for later, not even during the initial sales call, but at the tail end of it. It's crucial to bear in mind that when we're in the prospecting phase, as we reach out and forge connections with potential clients, we steer clear of diving into those details. You'll notice in our messaging strategy, we're not jumping straight into our service offerings either. It's all about building a solid foundation first. On the sales call, we save the discussion of our exact services for the very end, once we've established rapport and created a genuine connection. That's the strategic pathway leading us towards sealing the deal and making that sale. The art of the sale lies in subtly keeping it under wraps until the final moments. In the interim, your energy is invested in cultivating rapport, fostering trust, and establishing your authority. You want them to view you as a maestro in the field, someone who brings undeniable value to their business and can truly make a difference. So, remember that right there is the golden ticket to closing a deal. Many folks make the mistake of diving straight into the sales pitch after just one point of contact. Sure, if you send out an avalanche of 10,000 emails or messages, you might land a client, and yeah, that's cool and all. But we're aiming for something more sustainable and meaningful here. Honestly, I'm a bit skeptical about that approach, especially given the times we're living in. It's not just about the end result, it's about how you get there. We're aiming for asymmetric returns, putting in minimal effort but reaping maximum rewards. We're all about efficiency and effectiveness in this game. And that's exactly the goal we're setting our sights on. That's a brief rundown on LinkedIn prospecting for you. But don't worry, I've got your back with a comprehensive step-by-step guide. You can find it right below this video. Here's a little sneak peek of what that entails. Feel free to download the guide. Just hit up this link and make a copy, transforming it into your own personalized playbook. But remember, if you're aiming to rake in the big bucks with your agency, you've got to commit to executing high revenue generating activities on the daily. It's all about consistency and focusing on what truly moves the needle. Let's make every day count. I'm not talking about the day-to-day admin or maintenance tasks like sorting out the bills or sliding into Slack conversations. I'm referring to the real game-changing activities, the ones that genuinely propel your business forward, spark interest, expand your professional circle, and bring you steps closer to landing clients. That's where your focus needs to be. Let's prioritize what really matters and drive this business to new heights. Prospecting and sourcing potential clients to fuel your organic client attraction funnel is exactly one of those crucial tasks. In this worksheet, I'm going to break down how you can master this. So, let's kick things off with the first step: searching for prospects. Time to dive in and get started on paving the way to attracting clients organically. One of the stellar aspects of LinkedIn is its robust search capabilities, thanks to the plethora of information it collects on its users. We're going to tap into that, conducting searches directly on the platform and utilizing a variety of filters to hone in on our ideal prospects. Let's leverage what LinkedIn has to offer and get down to the nitty-gritty of finding potential clients. We're going to utilize the free filters that LinkedIn generously provides. Now, if you're looking to level up and have the means to do so, LinkedIn Premium and Sales Navigator offer additional filters for a more refined search experience. However, it's worth noting that these paid options aren't covered in our current program. We're focusing on making the most out of the free tools available to us. We're choosing the free route, and trust me, there's plenty of potential there. You don't need to spend a dime. You can still make strides without the extra cost. Now, step 1 is crucial: optimizing your profile. By now, your LinkedIn profile should be polished and prime, radiating authority and professionalism. It's all about setting that solid foundation to make a great first impression. If by any chance you haven't got around to that yet, no worries, click right here. This link will guide you straight to the LinkedIn Profile Setup Guide worksheet I shared with you in our previous session. It's time to ensure your profile is on point. Next, make it a priority to establish some initial key connections. This is an essential step to start building your network and gaining traction on the platform. Let's get into the action and set the stage for success. If you haven't done so already, now's the time to reach out and connect with the influential figures within your specific sub-niche. Remember, LinkedIn thrives on connections and who you know in the industry. There are 4 distinct types of connections on the platform, and right here, you can identify which type of connection each individual falls into for you. Let's navigate through this and ensure you're linking up with the right people to propel your journey forward. All right, let's break this down. First, connections are individuals you've already connected with. They're a part of your network. You can directly send them messages, engage with their content, and build a relationship. Now, second connections, like the example we have here, are people who are connected to the same individuals as you. They're in your extended network, and connecting with them opens up new opportunities for networking and business growth. You share first connections in common with second connections. To connect with these individuals, you simply click the Connect button. Moving on to third connections, these are people who are linked to your second connections. While you can also connect with them by hitting the Connect button, it's crucial to note that the acceptance rate for these connections tends to be significantly lower. Then there are LinkedIn members, a category you'll encounter occasionally. These individuals are outside of your immediate network, and connecting with them may require a more strategic approach. These folks are not directly linked to your current network, resulting in restricted visibility of their profiles. Now, here's a pro tip. Put in the effort to establish first connections with the big players in your sub-niche. And why is this crucial? Because connecting with these top dogs can unlock a plethora of second and third connections. Typically, these influential figures have extensive networks, teaming with individuals in your specific sub-niche. So, by aligning yourself with them, you're essentially opening the floodgates to a vast pool of potential connections and opportunities. Let's paint a picture here. Imagine your sub-niche is in the fitness realm, and you've honed in on targeting fitness apparel brands. Take Gymshark, for instance. It's a colossal name in this industry. While landing them as a client would be like hitting the jackpot, let's keep it real. They're not exactly our ideal target. They might be a dream client on paper, but our focus is elsewhere. Our ideal client avatar or customer avatar is different. And why is that? It's because Gymshark is on another level. They're massive. They've got their marketing strategies and operations sorted in-house. They don't need us for that. However, Ben Francis, the founder and owner of Gymshark, is a key figure in this space. Many fitness apparel brand owners and individuals in the fitness domain are connected with him or follow him because they recognize his influence, they admire what he's built, and they want to stay in the loop with what his brand is accomplishing. So, while Gymshark itself might not be our target, the network around it and the connections stemming from Ben Francis can be incredibly valuable for us. And perhaps they aim to glean insights or pick up valuable strategies from observing his moves. So, imagine you manage to connect with Ben. Instantly, you're unlocking a treasure trove of second connections within the fitness apparel arena. This enables you to reach out and connect with these other industry players. They'll now see you as a second connection, and this, my friend, is key. It boosts your credibility in their eyes, substantially increasing the chances that they'll accept your connection request. You've now just upped your game and your acceptance rate in one strategic move. That's exactly why we play this game, you see? By connecting with the top figures in our sub-niche, we're setting ourselves up to unlock a flood of second connections. And let me tell you, when it comes to acceptance rates, the difference between reaching out to a second connection versus a third connection is night and day. While second connections are more likely to accept your invitation because there's already a common link, third connections don't have that direct tie, resulting in a significantly lower acceptance rate. So, this strategy, it's a game changer. Second connections come with a substantially higher acceptance rate, especially when you apply certain tactics and strategies, which we're about to delve into in this very lecture. All right, that wraps up step 2. Now, let's smoothly transition into step 3, where we shift our focus towards actively searching for prospects. Having connected with the influential figures in your sub-niche, the next move is to start linking up with your potential clients. Look at that search bar sitting pretty at the top of LinkedIn. That's your tool. What you want to do here is key in a keyword. My advice? Go broad with your keyword choice. The logic behind this is that LinkedIn has a process in place, and it requires you to input a general term before it lets you narrow things down using its more specific filters. Let's say you decide to enter founder as your search term. What happens next is that LinkedIn will present you with an array of filters to refine your search. This is how the platform operates, guiding you through these steps to help you hone in on your ideal prospects. Once you hit that search with founder or any broad term you've decided on, LinkedIn will unfold a series of categories like people, connections, locations, current company, and then it hits you with the all filters option. That's your sweet spot right there. Click on all filters, and a whole new world of options appears. Here, you'll find filters like connections, and what you need to do is adjust these filters to suit your search needs perfectly. This is how you fine-tune your hunt for the right connections, setting the stage to find those ideal clients. When it comes to connections, you're going to want to focus on the second ones. And as for location, it's a smart play to tackle them one at a time. If we're sticking with the fitness apparel brand example, you might want to start with the US. Once you've navigated through that, shift your attention to the UK, followed by Spain, Germany, and then France. Gradually moving across these locations allows you to methodically cover ground and connect with potential clients in a structured manner. Next up, setting the language preference to English is generally recommended, unless, of course, you're targeting non-English speaking countries. Below, you'll find a curated list of industries on LinkedIn that are particularly relevant for e-commerce, health and wellness, fitness, food and beverage, fashion, and more. These categories are laid out for you to choose from and align with your specific niche, helping to streamline your search and connect you with the right prospects. If your focus is the fitness sector, you would select the specific industry relevant to that from the list provided. However, it's worth noting that there might be some sub-niches not explicitly listed, but don't let that deter you. While this method may not be the most effective for those particular sub-niches, there are alternative strategies that I will introduce later on. Additionally, the consumer goods industry on LinkedIn encompasses a wide range of sub-niches, including those not featured on the list. Although it may be a bit more challenging to pinpoint your target within this broad category, it is certainly possible. Sometimes, Industries like sporting goods or consumer electronics might also house your sub-niche, especially if it is a more niche market. So keep an open mind and explore these broader categories as potential gateways to connect with your ideal prospects. Alright, peep this. When you can't spot your sub-needs in the mix or it ain't listed under those LinkedIn industries, you gotta switch it up from using Founder as your primary filter. For real, in this scenario, you go ahead and put your sub-needs as the main filter. You feel me? So let's say vegan is your thing, right? You'd straight up type vegan in that initial filter spot. After that, you can slide Founder into the keywords title under the All Filters section. That's how you roll with it. Alright, check it. Once you make that move, you're gonna see exactly what I'm laying down. Moving on to step 4, we got the spiral effect. You gotta dive into those profiles that pop up, you know? For the folks that seem like they're on the same wavelength, shoot them a connection request. Pay attention, make a note of the words, the lingo, all that good stuff they use to talk about your sub-needs, their hustle, and where they stand in the game. This right here, it's key for spotting patterns, helping you navigate through prospects as you keep pushing forward. Plus, when you stumble upon a solid prospect, don't sleep on the People Also Viewed section over on the right side of your screen. It's a goldmine for finding profiles that are in the same league. That's what it's all about. Alright, so when you've got a prospect locked in, that's when you can tap into the spiral growth effect. You see, this is where you get to uncover other folks who are on a similar vibe, probably riding in the same sub-needs lane as you. And that right there, it opens up a whole new world, connecting you with a ton of people. Now, moving on to step 5, we're taking it outside the LinkedIn realm, switching gears to another method altogether. I've laid down 4 solid moves for you in your prospecting game, all within the LinkedIn universe. Now, I'm about to flip the script, giving you a strategy that starts outside of LinkedIn, but trust, we're bringing it right back in. Alright, this right here is what we call the Product Discovery Platform method. Now, this one's special. It's got its own flavor because you're doing the groundwork outside of LinkedIn, but you're using that info you gather to make those connections on LinkedIn. Let me break it down for you, show you how it's done. We've got a whole world of digital platforms, blogs, magazines, and product discovery sites, all designed to shine a spotlight on products in various niches, making their money through commissions on every sale. Yeah, that's the hustle of affiliate marketing. Now, we're about to flip this. Use these platforms as our hunting ground to scout out new brands and prospects. Think of spots like Men's Health, GQ, Cosmo, Paladin, places like that. That's where we're aiming our sights. These spots I'm talking about, the magazines and blogs, they're all about curating content and showcasing products. You see, they either get their bread straight from the brands or they're racking up affiliate commissions when folks go ahead and cop those products. That's their whole game. That's how they're staying afloat. And you best believe we can flip that, turn it into our own advantage. So here's the move. You gotta pick your lane, zero in on a specific category. But hey, don't just stop there. Dig deeper and hit up a subcategory. Let's run with an example. This way, your world is nutrition. That's your sub-niche. You could hit up a category like supplements, and then within supplements, you find yourself in the realm of nootropics. That's how you narrow it down, get real specific with it. By the way, I just want to throw it out there. These examples I'm giving you, don't take them as gospel. They're just here to paint the picture, you know? But alright, back to it. A quick, smooth Google search. Something like Top 15 Nootropic Brands 2021. Trust me, that's going to bring a whole load of solid results right to your doorstep. Might seem a little too straightforward, right? But that's just because we've put in the groundwork, nailed down those categories. A lot of folks never even hit this stride. They're out there lost in the vast world of e-commerce, or they just plain don't have the first clue on where to start finding prospects. That's the difference. We've got a game plan. It might seem like a breeze, but remember, simplicity is golden while complexity can lead you astray. So that's the mantra right there. Let me lay it out for you, show you how it's done. I've hit up Google, typed in Top 10 Nootropic Brands 2021. As these results roll in, feel free to dive in, open up those links, and see what's up. I've pulled up discovermagazine.com, just to give you an idea. This site is a prime example of a product discovery platform, a space where a treasure trove of products are just waiting to be found. I didn't stop there, though. I hit up denverpost.com, checked out sandiegohealth.org, and let me tell you, the list goes on. There are plenty of these platforms out there. I've got these sites pulled up, and just to paint a picture for you, Discover Magazine is stacked with articles. They break down what nootropics are, get into the nitty-gritty, and then they lay out a whole spread of different nootropic brands, talking about Little Drops, CBC, Brain Power, NuCube, Alpha Brain, and the list just keeps rolling. There's a whole world of them right there. So here's your next play. You can slide over to their official site, but real talk, you don't really need to. All we're after right now is the name. That's the key piece. Just grab that, and you're good to go. So we're just going to snatch up that name, right? Take it straight back to LinkedIn, drop it in the search bar. Now, if everything's lined up, that brand should pop up, shining bright on a company page. Just to give you a taste, like right here, we've got Qualia by Neurohacker Collective sitting pretty. That's how it's done. I hit up LinkedIn, went straight to the search bar, and keyed in Neurohacker Collective. Gave it a click, and boom, landed on their company page, just like that. Smooth, right? Now, next move, I'm gonna hit people. And that's when the magic happens. It lays out all the folks right there in front of me. All right, we've got a total of 31 employees in the mix. What I'm really on the hunt for, the big guns, the co-founder, CEO, or founder. You know, the one steering the ship. And as we dive in, look what we got here. We've found the CEO, a cat named James. That's exactly the type of connection we're after. So in this scenario, I'm making a move to connect with the CEO. That's the strategy, aiming for the top. And just like that, we've wrapped up this process, this method, the product discovery method. It's a solid play because it opens doors, puts you in touch with a whole array of brands. That's the power of it. One article, that's all it takes. It can lay out a whole spread of different brands, just like I showed you. Now, not every brand is going to have a LinkedIn company page. That's just how it goes sometimes, and it's all good. We don't sweat it. We just keep it moving, on to the next one. Yeah, that's the vibe. Some brands are going to be on LinkedIn, some won't. It's all part of the game. For the ones that are, you get a chance to dive in, see who's in the mix, working at these companies. You can shoot your shot, connect with the CEOs, the founders, start laying down the groundwork. And don't you worry, I've got more knowledge to drop on you. I'm going to show you exactly how to kick off those conversations in the next lecture. Stay tuned. So that's the rundown on hunting them down. Now, next up, we're getting into the how-to of adding them as a connection. That's your opening move. As you spot those qualified prospects, let's roll with James from Neurohacker Collective as an example. You go ahead and hit that connect button. Make that move. You've got the option to add a note when you're connecting, and honestly, I'd say go for it. It's a game changer. It helps you stand out from the crowd. Now, you don't want to spend ages crafting a unique note for every single prospect. That's just not efficient. But the crucial thing to remember about the note, it's not a sales pitch. Keep it cool, keep it creative, but whatever you do, don't try to sell them anything, right? For instance, and keep in mind you've got to tailor this to your own style, but you might say something like, really digging what you're doing for diverse skin tones with your skincare line, Laura. Let's say you're navigating the cosmetic world. That personal touch, that genuine interest, it goes a long way. Seeing other trailblazers bringing positivity and innovation to the field is always inspiring. You might consider adding a touch like, eager to connect and witness the incredible journey you're on. It's a heartfelt way to reach out and make that connection, showing genuine interest in their work and progress. It's crucial, absolutely crucial, to make sure you're not just copying and pasting these lines. You've got to bring your own flair to it. The idea is to convey a clear message. Hey, I'm a part of your world, your industry. When you throw in something like, great to see other positive, like-minded people, you're positioning yourself positively right from the get-go. You're building a brand for yourself in their eyes, laying down the groundwork for a solid connection. In this scenario, I'm crafting my image as someone who's not just in their space, but also shares their mindset and their vibes. I'm all about the positivity. So you could easily spin it and say something like, It's a breath of fresh air seeing other experts navigate this field, or it's inspiring to connect with people as passionate about wellness as I am. You're aligning yourself with them, showing that you're on the same wavelength, and that's key. So essentially, you're laying down the props, boosting their pride, while at the same time, you're establishing your own identity. You're showing them in a low-key manner, I vibe just like you. That way, you're creating that sense of connection. You feel me? I got you. When you drop a note, keep it all about the vibe, no talk about the service, all right? Let me break it down for you. If I decide to make a move, I can hit up a connect. And when I hit that connect, it opens up the space to add a personal note. That's the spot right there. You've got a 300-character limit to lay down your thoughts. You have the option to make your message pretty extensive, though I wouldn't advise going that route. However, I do suggest you put something down in writing. Remember, keep all the service talk and what you do out of the note. The sole purpose of this note is to bridge that gap, get us on their radar, and establish that initial connection. Focus on the common ground you share, like being part of the same sub-news community and maybe your shared enthusiasm for it. As for targets to aim for, make it your mission to send out 20 to 30 LinkedIn connection requests on the daily. You should be looking to hit a conversion rate of 40 to 50% with those requests. Your profile remains constant, it's always there and fixed. But this method, it's a stellar way to track down prospects who really meet the mark. So I've just walked you through a variety of strategies, showing you how you can spot those top-notch prospects right within your own specialized sub-news community from any corner of the globe. You're all set to start making connections now, and in the upcoming session, I'm going to guide you through the steps of moving forward from that initial connection. We've got your profile polished, your headline is looking sharp. Now you've sculpted a profile that's attracting the right crowd, pulling people in. Next up, I'm going to break down how you flip that connection into a conversation, transforming it into a call where you can pitch your service, getting you on the path to cashing in with your agency. And with that, we've wrapped up this worksheet. That's the end of the road for this lecture, my friend. Now, it's time to dive into the prospecting game on LinkedIn. But just pump the brakes on making any approaches for now. Hold off until the next lecture for that. Those are your takeaways and actions for this session. I'll be catching you in the next one. Much appreciation. Thank you.